Hey guys, welcome to our daily credit chat. We're here every single day at 2:30 Eastern, and actually next week we're going to start doing it at 3 p.m. So we're now changing to be here every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern. What's up, Tiffany? What's up, Joe Cool? What's up, Felsim? Hey, Jay Lottie. Thanks so much for being here. I'm here with Christina Roman.
Hi guys.
I'm also here with Nicky.
Hi.
And thank you guys so much for being here. What's up, Sarah? Blessed, amazing, Aquarius. Thank you guys so much for being here. So we're talking, all week long. We've been talking about how to save money, how to, build up an emergency fund. I see Quita is here. What's up, Quita? You guys, if you have not subscribed to Savings ATL Moms, make sure you are following her here on Periscope, also on Twitter. Check her out at Savings ATL Moms. So if you want to be inspired to save more money, or if you want to encourage somebody to save more money, share out this scope right now. We're going to share with you a bunch of different tips, actionable tips that you can do to begin saving more money, save more cash, and also build an emergency fund. But before we get started, I just want to throw this out to you guys and ask you, what are some of the reasons that have prevented you maybe from saving money? I would love to read your comments, maybe some challenges you've had, things that have happened in your life that have prevented you from saving money. Christina, I can tell you back in college, when I had very little income coming in, there at one point I needed to use credit cards to pay for my food.
Yeah.
And I could not save anything at all. Yeah, big bills, exactly. Shopping addictions, emergencies. Yeah, financial emergencies Quita brings up. I mean, that's definitely a big issue. And I gotta tell you, I remember back in college where I had no money at all. I had to use credit cards to pay for my groceries. And I don't know, I think a lot of us have been there.
Yes.
There's been so many times, car breaking down, definitely. I've always driven old cars. I have like a 16-year-old car now. I know exactly what you're talking about. The car breaks down, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, where am I gonna get the cash to get that engine repaired? You go to the auto dealer and it's like, you're just like waiting, like what's it gonna cost?
Right.
And it's like, can I get a discount on that? My car is 16 years old too. So there's like all these different things that we go through in life. Financial emergencies that Quita brought up. Job loss, Joe Cool brought up. That's a huge one, right?
Yeah.
And another big reason why having a financial emergency fund is very, very valuable, because you know what? Growing up, my dad lost jobs over and over again. It just seemed like for whatever reason he could not hold on to a job, and it was really, really hard on our family. And so he kept going out there trying to find new work, but sometimes your skills aren't needed, and it can be very, very difficult. So job loss can be definitely make a huge impact on your budget. So thank you guys so much for sharing. So now let's kind of talk about some of these other problems that we have and reasons why we sometimes don't save. And I think these are common to many of us.
Yes. Definitely. So number one we have on the board is a lack of financial literacy. And I just want to share kind of my story before coming to Experian. So I always had trouble with money. I had a hard time saving. I had a hard time trying to figure out how financial literacy works. I didn't even have exposure to it until I really worked here, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Working here has been the best thing that changed my life. And it's just because I constantly get to come on here and talk to you about financial literacy, and listen to Rod Griffin every Tuesday and Thursday share how we can be better with our credit. And really, financial literacy is the game changer. I wholeheartedly believe that. Because once you start to learn how you can put your money to work for you, you can't turn away from it. Once you have that knowledge, you put it to work for you.
Yeah.
So I just want to let you know, here, especially when I come on here, I practice what I preach. So when I tell you it's so important to get your financial literacy on, that I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, and what's beautiful about here on Periscope is that we can all learn together. Mm-hmm. We can all share and contribute through comments. We can talk through these issues with you. These are things that we all go through.
Yep.
We're talking about topics that are common to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're here on Periscope, we want to find other thoughtful people, make sure you check out Quita. She's at Savings ATL Moms. She's a great financial literacy advocate. Make sure you check out Sandy Smith. You can find her at Yes I Am Cheap. Make sure you check out His and Her Money. There are so many great financial literacy advocates that are out here. Tiffany the Budgetista, Ebon Eka. I mean, here in Periscope, you can get highly educated. And so I want to just encourage you to seek out these financial literacy teachers that are here on Periscope. Seek them out, get motivated. You know what? One of my favorites is Ebong. You know, he focuses a lot on motivation and small business. But if you want to be motivated, check out Ebong, check out Sandy Smith, check out Quita at Saving the HCL Moms. You can use Periscope to learn. And you know what? There's no excuses. We can all be motivated. We can all learn through these social channels.
Yep. And really what financial literacy will do for you is it'll show you how to budget, how to save, how to put your money to work for you. All of this stuff is just going to help you overcome those financial emergencies. Like, I used to struggle with my car breaking down all the time before the last car that I had, and it was like 600 here, 400 here, and it was just a drain on my account. I make money, I give it away. Make money, give it away. But and I always stayed in that cycle of paycheck to, I always say Tuesday before paycheck, because I didn't even make it to paycheck to paycheck. So it was a struggle. So really prioritizing saving, getting that education helped me to start to turn my financial picture around.
Yeah, and I'll say for me, like I was very lucky. Like when I got married 14 years ago, my wife was a saver, and she turned me into a saver. So sometimes we have a partner who can encourage us. And so if you're a saver and your partner's not a saver, like, be an encouragement. I mean, don't hound them, but just kind of encourage them in this and work together towards common financial goals. And both of you can kind of be, educate yourselves through Periscope, through social media, through good websites. And by the way, I want to welcome everyone who's just joining us here. We're talking all about saving money and also some of the reasons that prevent us from saving money. And like the financial emergencies, like right now, I have crutches because I broke my knee. Life happens, right? All of a sudden, hospital bills. I lost some time off work, all because of an emergency that I had where I broke my knee skateboarding. So these things happen, and so let's move on to the second thing. Another reason why that we sometimes don't save.
So second thing on our list is people are living paycheck to paycheck. So like Christina mentioned before, sometimes it's difficult for us to save money when we're spending as much or even more than what we're earning. I know I'm guilty of this sometimes. I mean, we're constantly, trying to buy new things that are coming out, and sometimes we have to realize that our lifestyle doesn't match our income. So I think once we start to realize that, I think that will help us save our money better.
Yeah, and I think, and just to add to that, I think about sometimes, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we see what our friends are buying, right? And we want to kind of keep up with them, or like we see really cute things, things that are like awesome that our friends just purchased, right? And so, we can all be guilty of that, right?
Absolutely.
Man, yesterday I was over at, Bath and Body Works, and I love scents. Like I love lotions, I love candles, and they have these $15 candles. I was like, oh man, it smells so good. But it's $15 for a candle, right? You know what I mean?
I can't do that.
You know what I mean? So it's like restraining yourself, right? And so you're not living paycheck to paycheck. It can be it's a struggle, but even setting aside $20 a week can help you to begin to build up an emergency fund. Help you to build up. It's only $15. Exactly, Joe. Cool. Walmart sells them for $3.50. So I go to Walmart a lot. But it could be a struggle, and we're all in this together.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay, so the number 3, Christina.
It's easier to live in the moment. And as Mike mentioned, especially with social media, this is a struggle because you constantly see things that other people are buying and you want to be like them. You want to buy those things. I mean, that's why some people have done so well in their own lives, because they just market things on social media just by wearing them or putting something on their face or whatever. So it's important just to not live in the moment. Just think about the future that you have. And if there's something that you really want to buy, plan for it. Fit it into your budget. Make sure that you are your number one priority, not your wants over your needs. You have to put yourself first. And that means paying yourself first before you give in to the wants.
Yeah, and I just want to add also, not living in the moment also means you know what? We've all made financial mistakes. We need to also be focused on the future. Recognize mistakes we've made in the past, but don't let that prevent you from your financial progress. And I read this really cool quote from Rihanna this morning about if you want to master your future, you need to sometimes forget about your past.
There you go.
It's right. So if you've made financial mistakes, look, we've all made financial mistakes. It's just a matter of acknowledging it, right? And then moving on and setting your financial goals and setting high financial goals for yourself. And there's a lot of good things we can do, like affirmations. I really believe in affirmations, meditation, and just dwelling on having a vision board, things you want to achieve. Like those are all really good things to do to send a positive message on things that you want to achieve in your life financially.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay, really quickly, $100 automatically comes out of my paycheck into an account that I try not to use. That is awesome.
That is great.
I love that.
I think is that Joe Cool who just mentioned that?
I forgot
who mentioned it here on the comments about automation, but that is a wonderful way to save money, to have certain money just deducted so you don't have to think about it. And that's really, really good. If you work for a company that has like a 401k plan or a Roth IRA or a program where you can automatically invest part of your income into an investment account, do it.
Yep.
That's one way that I save. It's just, I don't have to think about it. It just automatically goes into that account. And if that did not exist, I probably would not be investing like I do.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you just have to avoid the temptation to tap that.
Yes.
Right? Because sometimes when you get hit a financial emergency, you're like, whoa, I got that money in my Roth IRA or I got that money in my 401k. Do not tap it.
Yeah.
Even if your friends tell you, tap it, do not. Let that sit, let it invest, figure out another way to deal with that emergency.
Yeah,
Oh,
also
yeah.
pre-tax. Yes, you get a tax benefit.
Tax
from
benefits
it.
for sure, no doubt. Okay, so Nikki, you want to talk about not knowing where to save? That's a big issue,
That's
right?
a huge issue, yeah. Sometimes we don't realize where we should put our money into and what's a safe place to save our money.
Yeah.
Certain saving accounts has high interest, and there's also a fear from banks that keeps people from putting their money into them. So I think, just trying to figure out where you should put your money is another big step to, a better financial future.
Yeah, and I think what's really helpful for a lot of us is to seek out a financial counselor. A lot of us didn't grow up with education on investing. I certainly wasn't raised in a household where my parents talked about investing with me. So if you grew up like me and you need encouragement on investing or you need encouragement on paying down debt, talk with a financial counselor. And what's wonderful, and what I didn't know before coming to Experian, is that there's lots of nonprofit credit counselors that are out there and debt relief counselors that are out there. And if you'd like to know about one in your area, there's a great organization called the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, and the URL is just nfcc.org. And if you're on a Periscope, if you can actually type it out for everyone to see, just nfcc.org, that's the URL for the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. It's a nonprofit organization. Thank you so much, Quita, for putting that up. It's a nonprofit organization that they have counselors ready for you that you can talk to about your financial situation. They're not going to judge you. They're there to listen. And so I just want to really encourage you that if you need financial advice, you're not sure where to go, or you and your partner are maybe debating about how to spend money or how to save or getting into arguments, get financial advice. Talk with a counselor who will sit there and understand you. And NFCC is great. They're not going to judge you. They're going to be there to help you. So I just want to give a quick shout out to NFCC.
Nice.
Okay, so number 5, Christina.
Too much debt to save. This is kind of in our world like the chicken before the egg. What do you do? Do you pay down your debt or do you save?
Yeah.
A lot of people are torn between that. And financially, it does make more sense to pay down, especially high interest debt. But if you don't get in the habit of saving, it's just hard to build up your momentum. So we like to say do both if you can. So save a little bit and pay down your debt heavily, or that's it. Save a little bit and pay down your debt heavily until you start to get that momentum of your debt going down and your savings going up. And once you see that, you'll really start to build on that.
Yeah, and I think, and just to add on that, as you pay down your debts, you really want to be strategic on how you pay it down. And this is where a financial counselor can really advise you on the debts to focus on. And we've talked about a lot here in our credit chats about, the debt snowball method versus the avalanche method. If you've never heard of that, basically the idea is like one way to attack your debts is simply to attack those debts that have the highest interest rates. And by attacking those debts first, you'll save the most money. So that's like the most economical way to save the most money. The other way is the debt snowball method, which is almost psychologically more motivating because you're basically attacking those debts that are the lowest on the food chain. So that one credit card bill that has $100 on it, just knocking that one out can make you feel really, really good, even if it is a lower interest rate. So basically choosing one method or a mixture of both, whatever is going to motivate you to pay down that debt, be strategic. And if you need help, again, NFCC, talk to a financial counselor, talk to a financial advisor on the best way to approach your debt so that you are, psychologically motivated, and then also you can see the big picture of how quickly you can pay down your debts.
Yeah, and really quickly, somebody was saying how, if you have really low income, how do you save and pay down your debt? And so just a couple of quick tips. Have you set a budget? Make sure that you set that budget and that you look at your spending and see where your money is coming from and where it's going. And sometimes that might help you to identify some bad habits that you may have with your spending or some needs that you're putting ahead of wants. And then you can kind of filter those out just to begin, so you can cut heavily there on the needs over the wants, or the wants over the needs. And then also start to look at some bills that you currently have that you can cut out just until you get out of debt or whatever. I know it's a little bit hard to cut, it's a struggle to cut cable if, that's what makes you happy at night after you get off work. But you're doing this for your overall financial health. So look for those bills that you can cut out right now to help you save more and pay down your debt. And then the other thing we talk about a lot is a side hustle. So just see if there's TaskRabbit that you can go to online. You can look online and see what kind of side hustles people do just to bring in some additional income. And we always recommend, even if you're not struggling financially, have a side hustle, because it could just really help you build up that savings. You're investing everything even more when you have that extra income coming in.
Yeah, and I also want to add for the contractor who was saying that it's a real struggle being paycheck to paycheck. How do you begin to save money? One of my friends mentioned, he calls it the shoebox method. And the shoebox method was basically every single time he came home from work, whatever change was in his pocket, he put that in the shoebox and did not touch it. Every day, he put that dollar bill, that change into that shoebox, and that would just accumulate over time. And after a few months, he had a nice little stash that he could put right into his savings. The key is not to touch it, right? That's the key. But whatever you can do, it adds up. The small things add up. So take the change out of your pocket, put it someplace where it could be, help you save and build up your income. And like Christina said, having a side hustle. I've done so many side jobs in the past. I've done pet photography. I was a DJ. I've found jobs on Craigslist. I mean, there's so many things that you can do and to make extra money. That can definitely help you pay down your debt and also build up that emergency fund so you don't feel as anxious when those financial emergencies come up.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So the last thing on our list is another reason why people don't save is because it's not a priority.
Yeah.
So sometimes, our wants take over our needs, and we don't have it automated in our head that we need to save. Sometimes we rely on credit cards to pay for the things that we need or want. Right. So sometimes that's why it's difficult for some to save. But once you start to realize that it's something that you need to do, hopefully with that you can start saving money little by little.
Yeah. And just to add to what Nicky just said, let's be straight up about credit cards. If you're going to be using a credit card and overspending with that credit card, it might be best that you leave that credit card at home, right? If that credit card is tempting you to overspend, leave it at home because it's not worth it. Just bring cash. So yourself. This is, I use a credit card personally because it helps me with my tracking and when we're very frugal. But, for some people, a credit card can be a major temptation, so it's not worth it. Know yourself, know how you handle your money. So I have some good friends who like to use the envelope system that I think was made famous by Dave Ramsey, where you basically have envelopes for different categories. You have an entertainment category, an entertainment envelope, a food envelope, and different envelopes for different categories. And you put cash in there. Oh, that's why I don't have one. Yeah, exactly. So you can put cash in there and then basically just that's your money for the month. And that's what you use. And when you're out, you're out. And so it helps you psychologically feel the money. You see it, you see how much money is in there, and that can help you stick to your budgets. So, definitely being very, very careful with the credit card.
Yeah.
There's great advantages to credit cards. You can get points, rewards, travel points, and all that. But if you're overspending, getting yourself into debt, it's not worth it. Like you're defeating the whole point of the credit card, right?
Yeah. And definitely, like Nikki mentioned, automation, the power of automation. So if you have money that goes directly into a savings account, then you don't see it. So it's not there for you. And that's super helpful if you're not the kind of person that easily takes money from your paycheck to put into an account. So check out automation, and then always keep the motto in your head of pay yourself first. Consider yourself one of your bills each month. So when you make your list of bills, put me in there.
Yeah, that's right.
And then assign a certain amount that you can reasonably afford to put into a savings account. And then make that just a constant bill. Me is a bill.
I love that,
So
Christina.
I hope that
Me
helps.
is a bill.
Yeah.
You gotta tweet that out. Me is a bill. Put me on your list, in your budget. Pay yourself first. That goes to your savings. That goes to help you reduce anxiety, to special things you want to buy in the future. Whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I love that advice. So anyways, thank you so much for being part of today's credit chat. Starting next week, we're going to be here every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern. And do you want to talk about next week's credit chat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
this is a great one, guys. So next week, we're talking about improving your relationship with money. So we're really going to go into kind of the emotional aspect of money.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a really great chat. So definitely tune into that, because we want to help you guys not only save, but to have a really good relationship with money, have a positive relationship with money. Because when you have a good relationship, stress pretty much goes out the window and you start living a good life. So hopefully we can help you out with that.
Awesome. So join us next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Oh, sorry, next Monday. We'll be here on Monday.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
We're here every single day on
Every single
Periscope.
day.
That's right. Guys, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care. Have a great... actually, no, tomorrow's Friday.
Friday, we're going to have a game tomorrow. It feels like Friday because
today
we're
feels
never
like
here
Friday.
on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Friday. I'm like, have a great weekend. No, we're going to be back tomorrow, and Christina has a game plan. Do you know what game we're going to
I don't know what game it is yet, but I'm going to come up with something great.
Guys, Christina always comes up with really fun games, so join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Christina has a great credit game in store, so join us tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.